Okay, so in this topic we are going to study about the class types of armature windings. So as a continuation of second class, we will be going to deal about the types of armature winding. Especially we already studied full pitched and short pitched coils. So in this class, we are going to study about another type of winding, that is single layer winding and double layer winding. What is meant by single layer winding? In this PPT itself, you can see what is meant by single layer winding. In this diagram, or you can see this diagram, right? So in single layer winding, here you can see the single layer winding. There will be a single armature conductor or a one coil side will be placed in each slot. This is a single slot. So in each slot, one conductor will be placing. So if the slot connections are like this, we will be calling it as single layer winding. That means if in a single layer winding, the number of coils is equal to number of slots. Okay, divided by 2. Number of slots divided by 2, because there will be only single coil side. Each coil having two conductors, right? Each coil having two conductors. So in this diagram, there will be only one conductor per slot. If it is like this, we will be calling it as single layer winding. This is our slot and one conductor is placed in a single slot. And in the case of double layer winding, there will be, you can see there will be two conductors in a single slot or two coil sides in a single slot. If it is like this, we will be calling it as double layer winding. Okay. So hope you got the idea about single layer and double layer winding. Then next we will be move on to another type of classification of armature winding, that is simple lap winding and wave winding. Lap winding and wave winding. That is the important type of classification of armature windings. So you can see here, this is one conductor. I will draw along with this conductor. You also try to draw this in your notebook. So this is our single coil, right? This is our single coil. We will be representing a coil like this. A coil having two sides, right? Two conductors. The two sides of the coil we will be calling it as conductors. One conductor and second conductor is two conductors together will be constituting a single coil. So if we are connecting these conductors, or if we are connecting coil in such a way that the second conductor of the first coil, I will be drawing the second conductor in red color. The second conductor of the first coil is connected to the first conductor of the second coil. You can see I will be drawing it using red color. The second conductor of the first coil is connected to the first conductor of, this is the first conductor of the second coil. Then if this continues like this, you can see this is the first coil and this is connected to the second conductor, first conductor of the second coil, and if it is continuous like this, we will be calling this type of connection as lap winding. Hope it is clear. And also one more thing we have to mention, that is back connection and front connection. What is meant by back connection and what is meant by front connection in a lap winding? Every winding having top part and bottom side. The top part side we will be calling it as back connection, and the bottom side we will be calling it as front connection. Okay. So then how we will be drawing the wave winding? Wave winding, this is one coil, right? This is one coil, and in this wave winding diagram, the second conductor is connected to the first conductor of the second coil in this pattern, and if it continues like this, we will be calling it as wave winding. And this also, this is the back connection and this is the front connection of the wave winding. Okay, so hope it is clear. This is the another classification of armature windings. This is the major type of classification of armature winding. Next one, we will be going to study about progressive and retrogressive winding. What is meant by progressive winding? You can see this diagram. I will be drawing. You also try to draw along with me. This is a progressive winding. This is our lap winding diagram. You can see. You just see what I am doing. I will be coloring with a different color. This is the ending of the second conductor of the first coil. And if I am continuing like this, you can see this one. If I am continuing in left to right pattern, or winding is doing in the same progressive way, positive side, we'll be calling it as progressive winding. From left to right, the winding will be progressing. Hope it is clear. Plus sign for progressive winding and negative sign for retrogressive. What is retrogressive? You just draw with me. You can see this one like this. I will be drawing like this. And here will be the change occurring. You can see. I will be drawing with another color, green color. See, I will be going to this direction. You can see I am going from right to left, and I am continuing like this. We will be calling it as retrogressive winding. Hope it is clear. That is from right to left, the winding will be progressing. Then we will be calling it as retro, opposite direction to the progressive winding, and we'll be giving the commutator pitch as -1 for the retrogressive and +1 for progressive winding. Then you will definitely want to know what is meant by back pitch, front pitch, commutator pitch, everything in a progressive and retrogressive winding in the case of lap as well as in wave. Okay, so for that, first you can see in this diagram, I will be drawing along. You also try to draw once more time this way lap winding diagram. You can see in this lap winding, this is our coil, right? Single coil. In a single coil, the distance from the second conductor, this is the first conductor and this is the second conductor of the first coil. This is the distance from the second conductor to the first conductor of the same coil will be called as back pitch. Second conductor to the first conductor of the same coil will be calling it as back pitch. Then what is meant by front pitch? It is the, you can see this front pitch. This is the distance from the second conductor of the first coil. This is the second conductor of the first coil, right? And this is the first conductor of the second coil. So the distance from the second conductor of the first coil to the first conductor of the second coil, we will be calling it as front pitch. Then what is meant by resultant pitch? This is resultant pitch, right? What is meant by resultant pitch? The distance or difference between the back pitch and the front pitch will be calling it as resultant pitch in the case of lap winding. Hope it is clear. The difference between the back pitch and the front pitch will be calling as the resultant pitch. Okay, then we will be moving on to wave winding diagram. In wave winding, what is meant by the same will be repeating. What is meant by the back pitch? It is the distance from the second conductor of the first coil to the first conductor of the same coil. That is called back pitch. So here it is the same. This is the first coil and this is the second coil, second conductor. So the distance from the same conductors of the same coil will be calling it as back pitch. Also we will be calling it as coil pitch. Clear? Coil pitch is same as the back pitch. Then what is meant by front pitch? It is the distance between the second conductor of the first conductor, distance between the second conductor of the you can see here, this is the front pitch. Front pitch is the distance from the second conductor of the first coil to the first conductor of the second coil. That is called as the front pitch. What is meant by resultant pitch? In the case of wave winding, resultant pitch is the summation of back pitch and the front pitch. It is the sum of back pitch and the front pitch in the case of wave winding. Hope it is clear. So these are the different, we are discussing about different types of windings. So you can see here this table will be well explained about the simplex lap winding and the wave winding. Different types of pitches. You can see here the back pitch, front pitch, commutator pitch, equalizer rings. Equalizer ring we will be studying later. Back pitch, front pitch, winding pitch, commutator pitch, then number of brushes. All these things is detailedly described in this table. So all should go through this table and study well about this idea. And we will be explaining in more detail about this table in next class. Thank you.